sorry, before you continue, Meta, I was just thinking about the point of with Mangla Nkosi and Mangere were saying students should be going back to res. I was thinking just like just another question, just so that we do cover all students, that if let's say you can't really go back to res and you have to stay in that home environment, or whichever environment you are staying in, what would you suggest in that kind of space maybe? I know I'm taking over Meta's role, but I just mean like they are like they I had a follow-up question to that.
Yeah.
So I when giving advice to students, I usually tell them set up a study space, but have it organized and don't associate it with anything. For example, when I was choosing my study space, I had a desk in my room. But because I associate my room with sleeping, I didn't use the desk in my room. And then I also there was a table in the kitchen, and there was a dining room table. The kitchen I associated with eating, and the dining room table I associated with entertainment, family time, etc. So I chose to go into the spare bedroom right in a small corner, and I set up a small table there. So if a student is looking to set up a space, try to keep it away from things you associate with relaxation, eating, entertainment, because then immediately when you walk into that room, you automatically feel the need to eat.
I think,
I think something is wrong.
I'm back. Are you guys back?
Okay. What I wanted to, what I can add on like what Habiba said is, like with students who maybe don't have like the privilege to maybe have a spare room or something, try maybe going to the libraries every day if there is a library nearby, or some sort of a school or someone's house that you are used to, that's not really your comfort space if you are not used to studying at home. If you're okay with studying at home, that's fine. But I mean, if you are in a situation where you come from res but you can't really go back at this stage, try find like an environment which can help you, where you can maybe go regularly.
Okay. Before we continue, just on the topic of your weaknesses, I just want to point out to students that you might have a strong subject, and in that strong subject there is a topic in which you're weak in, so that they must look out for things like that. They mustn't think, okay, this is my strong topic, I'm always going to be able to pass this with a 90 or an 80, etc. Just make sure that each topic you do in the course of your studies, you should be able to turn that into your strong topic.
Yeah, just to add a bit on that, as much as we want to focus on strong points and all that, we know that 370s and 140 will not be sufficient for you to get the degree, but 450s will give you the degree. So as much as we want to focus on strong points and all that, we should sort of make sure that we at least get the minimum for all four of the measures.
Yeah, it's true. You'd rather have 450s than 370s and 140. Agreed.
Okay, on the last point, how important do you think mental health is? Mental health.
Extremely, extremely, extremely important. I think it's one of the biggest. I'm sorry. Sorry. I think it's the one thing that helps everyone to pass. If you have a very strong emotional support system and you give yourself care for your mental health, passing is easier for you. If your mental health is going downhill, it does make it much more difficult to study and to pass. So yeah, definitely focus on your mental health, but focus on it in a way that it's productive for campus.
Yeah. And back to what Michael mentioned in the CTA orientation the other day, that the importance of healthy relationships, like you need to guard your circle, the friends and family, those are the very same people that will be there when you get your test results and the outcome is not as you expected, or it's good and you want to celebrate. Sometimes it's okay to go for that one drink with that one friend who's going to refresh your mind, so do not isolate yourself. have your people who are going to help you get through things during your studies. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'd like to add is, I'm not sure if it's mental, physical, but everything is so interrelated. But
Yeah.
if you think about studying and sleep, so I was thinking about sleep a lot, where I know that when the lockdown started last year, I started watching those lecture videos, doing tutorials, watching the tutorials, up until a point where I was so exhausted that my body just wanted to sleep. Like, let's say it was a Friday and I was just tired and I just slept, and then I felt like I was wasting some time sleeping when actually my body needed it. So what I think is, try and work on your body. So yeah, with regards to sleep and exercise. And okay, I'm not really an exercise type of person, but maybe just walking around in the passage or something, or outside for a bit, and getting some sunlight, because now you're in your house and you're so like stuck in the space of I'm at varsity 24/7, where you are bound to maybe make some mistakes when it comes to balancing your time. So that was me in the beginning. Afterwards, it kind of got a bit better. I got used to it. And I kind of gave myself a bit more sleep time, but more study time, kind of having that timetable thing going. But my timetable wasn't always perfect. It was, you do make mistakes here and there. So what I'm thinking is, if you are in a situation where you are maybe pushing yourself too hard, or maybe slacking off too much, try and see how you can strike a balance, so that you do look after your body. Because when you go and write an exam, let's say it's a 3-hour exam, you're not going to be used to that if you didn't give yourself practice time. So practice time with writing, practice time sleeping. So it's all about like your mental health and your physical health as well.
Mangele?
I think mental health is very important to us as students, because before the degree and before the marks, you are an individual yourself. So as an individual, because I think maybe in primary or high school, we learn something about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and how we as individuals have innate needs of a sense of belonging, having friendships, and also having a family. So I think before you beat yourself up about the degree and the marks, you need to understand that you cannot feed. They often say you cannot feed from an empty cup. So you need to take care of yourself and look after your mental health, nurture the relationships that you have. As Meta said, do not isolate yourself, and also understand that at the end of the day, when you don't do well, if you're an individual whose mental health is in check, it becomes easier for you to say, I didn't do well because of this and that. But if your mental health is not in check, you then fail to improve in the next upcoming assessments. Therefore, it's very important that we take care of ourselves first before we can focus on getting the degree. Because what if you get a degree and then your mental health is in shambles? Take care of yourself, and then if you are taking care of yourself, you'll be able to pass.
That is great. That is great advice. Mandla?
Yeah, profound thoughts there from everyone. I don't think there's anything more I can say, really. I mean, mental health is important. It's like the engine to the car, but in the context of the body, you know. So yeah, it's if it's especially now that we're students and all that, it's very important for us to have a good state of mind. Yeah.
And if your state of mind is not, you're not in a good space, like, I think what you can do is just reflect that you know where you are at a certain point. Maybe you're not happy, or you're not feeling okay. So acknowledge your own feelings and then move on. Try and see how you can still get through the day. So let's say it's a day where you really aren't feeling well, like you just don't want to work or anything. Try and just acknowledge, like, I do feel like this, but I have to still move on and do some work if I have to do some work, unless I have my break day that I can take a break.
Yeah.
And do speak to us. We are here for you. Or speak to your family and anyone who is that you feel comfortable with to talk to, because if you are in a problem where your mind is not okay, it's likely to like reflect on your work that you're going to be doing.
Okay, so I don't know, any final remarks? Because I think that is the end of it. Any final remarks?